Hare Krishna. So, let's continue this beautiful and very emotional moment from the Bhagavad Gita. We are in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. The count shells have been blown. The war is just about to begin. And right at his crucial moment, Arjuna, the greatest warrior, suddenly starts breaking down. Let us hear the verse. Bhagavad Gita 1.30 न च शक्नोम्यवस्थितातुं प्रमतीव च मे मनः निमितानि च पश्यामि विपरीतानि केशव. Enter the scenes. Just imagine. Arjuna is standing on a powerful chariot, driven by none other than Krishna himself. In front of him, his teachers, his grandfather, his relatives, people he loves deeply. Now pause and think. If you were in that situation, would your mind be calm? Or would your heart start shaking? Arjuna speaks his heart. Arjuna turns to Krishna and says, O Keshava, I cannot stand properly. Not I don't want to fight, yet he says something deeper. I am not even able to stand. This shows his inner collapse. Mind is chaos. Then he says, my mind is spinning. Have you ever felt like this? When too many thoughts come at once, confusion, fear, overthinking. You feel like your mind is not in your control. That is exactly Arjuna's condition. Negative vision. Then comes a very important line. I see only inauspicious sign everywhere. Now, this is very practical. When the mind becomes disturbed, even good situation look bad. Even hope looks like danger. Example, before the war, Arjuna thought we will win. But now everything will go wrong. What really happened? Let's go deeper. What changed? Did the battle change? Did Krishna change? Only Arjuna's vision changed. Why? Because of attachment. Attachment with duty. Arjuna is forgetting something very important. This is not just a family fight. This is a battle between Dharma and Adharma. But instead of seeing Dharma, he is seeing my grandfather, my teacher, my relatives. Simple example, imagine a judge in a court. A criminal is bought it, but the judge says, oh, he is my relative. I will punish him. Is this justice? No. That is attachment overpowering duty. Same thing is happening to Arjuna. How attachment affects us? Let's bring this to our life. Have you noticed when we are too attached? Small changes feel like big problems. Similarly, when we attach to my comfort, my pupil, my expectation, any disturbance, suffering, mental disturbance formula. Very important point, attachment, fear, fear, confusion, confusion, wrong decision. This is exactly Arjuna's state now. The solution, so what is the solution? Krishna will soon guide him. But even now, we can understand shift focus from what do I want to what does Krishna want. When we live in that mood, mind becomes calm, decision become clear, fear reduces. Practical takeaway. So, what we learn today. When mind is disturbed, pause. Don't decide in emotional confusion. Check. I am acting from attachment or duty. Connect to Krishna. And the simplest way, chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Final reflection right now. Arjuna is not weak. He is human. He is showing what happens when a sincere person becomes confused. And this confused is important because from here he will surrender. He will ask guardians. And then is when the real Bhagavad Gita begins. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavat Gita 1.31. I don't want victory, kingdom, or happiness. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Imagine you finally get the thing you have been fighting for your own life. But when you finally get it, you don't want it anymore. That is exactly what is happening to Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Arjuna is standing with Lord Krishna right beside him. He has every reason to fight, but when he looks across the battlefield, he doesn't see enemies. He sees his grandfather, his teacher, his cousins, his relatives, and his loved ones. His heart becomes overwhelmed. And now Arjuna says something very surprising to Krishna. He says, Krishna, I don't want victory. I don't want the kingdom. I don't want happiness. Why? Let's understand Bhagavad Gita 1.31. Nacha shreyo nupashyami hatva swajanam ahave na kankshe vijayam Krishna nacha rajyam sukhani cha. Arjuna says, I do not see any good coming from killing my own relatives in this battle. I do not destroy victory, kingdom, or happiness. Now, doesn't this sound very compassionate? Arjuna is thinking, what is the use of winning a kingdom if the people I love are no longer there to share it with me? Emotionally, we can understand Arjuna. But Krishna is going to show him that there is a problem with this reasoning. The mother who says, I am not hungry. Srila Prabhupada gives a beautiful analogy. Imagine a mother has two children and a husband. One day the mother says, I am not hungry today, so I am not going to cook. Fair enough. But wait, the children are hungry, the husband is hungry, the family still needs food. Her personal hunger cannot determine her responsibility. And this is similar to Arjuna. Arjuna is saying, I don't want happiness, I don't want the kingdom, I don't want victory. But Arjuna is a Kshatriya. His duty to protect society and uphold justice. His personal feelings cannot simply make his responsibility disappear. What about us? Now let's bring this into our own lives. Maybe you are a mother, maybe you are a father, maybe you are managing a team, maybe you are serving in the temple, maybe people are depending upon you. Leadership is not simply about having a position. Leadership means responsibility. Yeah, and responsibility sometimes means sacrifice. Think about a mother with a newborn baby. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. The mother is exhausted. Finally, she falls asleep and suddenly the baby starts crying. Can she say, oh no, I am sleeping, lets the baby cry? No, she gets up, she feeds the baby, she takes care of the baby. Why? Because the baby is depending upon her. She sacrifices her comfort for someone who depends upon her. This is responsibility, the spiritual lesson, and this is where Bhagavad Gita becomes very practical. Sometimes we ask, what will make me happy? But Krishna consciousness teaches us to ask a higher question. What is my duty? Even better, what does Krishna want me to do? There is a big difference between what do I want and what does Krishna want. Between what is comfortable for me and what is my service. Between what can I get and what can I give. This is the transformation of consciousness. Arjuna's problem, Arjuna says, I don't want the kingdom. But Krishna wants Arjuna to understand that this is not simply about Arjuna's personal happiness. There is a great responsibility. Sometimes we also face situation where we say, I don't want to do this anymore. It's too difficult. Why should I sacrifice? And sometimes we may even think, I will just walk away. But we have to ask ourselves honestly, am I truly renouncing something for Krishna? Or am I simply running away because it has become uncomfortable? That is a very important question. Real renunciation doesn't mean running away from responsibility, it means performing our duty without selfish attachment to the results. The question of all of us. So, today, Bhagavad Gita 1.31 gives us a beautiful lesson. A leader cannot always think about personal comfort. A mother sacrifices for her children. A father sacrifices for the family. A devotee sacrifices time and energy for service. A leader sacrifices convenience for those who depend upon him. And a sincere devotee gradually learns, Krishna, let me not simply do what I want. Let me understand what you want from me. That is the real journey of Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna began this journey completely bewildered. But Krishna was going to take him from confusion to knowledge, from attachment to duty, and ultimately to surrender. So, the next time you face a difficult responsibility, don't ask only, will this make me happy? Ask, is this my duty? And ultimately, can I do this as a service to Krishna? That change in consciousness can transform our entire life. Hare Krishna, Hari Bol, Radhe Radhe.